All right, if you're deep into studying for your National 5 or higher chemistry exams, you know there's one question that's just designed to make you sweat. The using your knowledge of chemistry question. But what if I told you there's a simple, foolproof strategy to absolutely nail it every single time? Well, let's break it down. You know that feeling, right? You're flipping through the exam paper and then bam, you see this phrase. It can make your heart sink. But here's the thing, you are not alone. These questions are meant to be a bit tricky, but the secret is they're also super predictable. And anything that's predictable, well, we can create a plan to beat it.
So, why are we focusing so much on this? Because you are guaranteed, and I mean 100% guaranteed, to get exactly 2 of these questions in your exam. They're high value, which means having a solid strategy isn't just a nice little bonus. It's absolutely essential if you want to hit that grade you're aiming for.
So here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the challenge itself. Then, I'm going to give you a 3-step game plan that works every time. We'll talk about how to build the perfect answer, cover some smart tactics for exam day, and we'll finish up with a plan for those moments when you just get stuck. You ready? Let's do this. Okay, first things first. Let's really understand what we're up against. What is the examiner actually looking for with these 3-mark questions? What's the hidden agenda here? So how do we bag all 3 of those marks? Easy. It's time for your 3-step game plan. This is a simple, repeatable formula for success that you can use on any of these questions. The key to unlocking all 3 marks isn't some complicated chemistry secret. Nope, it's actually a surprisingly simple, straightforward, 3-step method. And here it is. It's that simple. First, you have to answer directly. Don't dance around the subject. If it asks you to agree or disagree, pick a side. Second, and this is the big one, justify everything. You can't just drop a fact. You have to explain why it matters, why it answers the question. And third, make 3 points. To get those full marks, you need to give the examiner at least 3 separate points, each with its own justification. Okay, so that's the basic framework. But knowing the rules of the game is one thing. Let's talk about how to actually win. Let's put this plan into action and build a perfect answer. Now listen up, because this is the single biggest mistake people make. They think that 1 fact equals 1 mark. That is totally the wrong way to look at it. The marks are not for just listing things you know. They are awarded for the strength and the quality of your justification. This is literally what's going through the marker's mind. It is never, ever enough to just state a piece of chemistry knowledge. You have to connect it back to the question. You have to explain why it's relevant. That right there is the difference between just knowing chemistry and truly understanding it. All right, you've got the method, you know what you need to do, but how do you pull it off when the clock is ticking and the pressure is on? Let's talk tactics for the actual exam day. I want you to burn this number into your brain. 5. The exam timing works out to about 1.5 minutes per mark. So for a 3-mark question, that gives you about 5 minutes. When you start one of these, set a mental clock. And this rule is non-negotiable. Seriously, when those 5 minutes are up, you move on. It is so much better to go get marks on other, maybe even easier questions than it is to spend 10 minutes chasing that one last stubborn mark here. You can always come back at the end if you have time to spare. But what if your mind just goes totally blank? Hey, it happens to everyone. That's why you need a plan B. A way to scrape some partial marks, even when you feel like you know nothing. Here's what to do. Okay, let's break it down into 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, you're just a bit unsure. Your move is simple. Write down 1 single correct statement you know about the topic. That can often grab you that first easier mark. Now, scenario 2, you feel completely lost. Your move here is different. Just start writing down any related chemistry you know about the broader topic. It's like a targeted brain dump. Let's make that real. So imagine the question is about the solubility of fertilizers, and you're drawing a complete blank. Don't just leave the space empty. Start writing about how to make a fertilizer, maybe the Haber process, or list the essential elements, N, P, and K. You would be amazed at what kind of related information can pick up a stray mark.
So, let's bring it all together. This is your exam checklist. 1. Answer directly. 2. Justify every single point. 3. Aim for 3 of those justified points. 4. Stick to 5 minutes max. 5. If you're a little unsure, just write 1 correct fact. And 6. If you're totally lost, add any related knowledge you can think of. That's your plan.
And hey, Here's a quick tip for any parents or family members helping someone revise. Don't just check if the facts are right. Ask these 2 questions. Have you made 3 separate points? And have you explained why each of those points matters? That is how you can really help. At the end of the day, these questions are not something you need to fear. In fact, with this game plan, they actually become a massive opportunity, a chance to really show off to the examiner just how well you understand your chemistry. So, are you ready to turn this challenge into your advantage?